Brady, English Shorthand, passage 120 WPM. Myself, P.R. Jadhav from Nashik. My cell number 9421511571. We now proceed to take a dictation for 120 words per minute. Be ready. And now start. As to the attitude of His Majesty's government towards this bill, I would say that this measure has proceeded throughout as one which has got no party aspect at all. It is a refreshing thing that the conscience, as it were, of the whole country having been awakened on this subject, this question, in contrast to so many other questions, should have been raised entirely above the atmosphere of party strife. Therefore, it was a very great pleasure to the promoters of the bill when it was first introduced into the House to find that it received a very sympathetic reception from the Minister of Health, who, in outlining the encouraging and sympathetic attitude of the government towards the bill, was good enough to say that it would be his duty to do what he could to make the bill what the committee would regard as a workable scheme, and that the cooperation of his department would of course be forthcoming. That assurance we received with much gratitude on that occasion, and on this occasion we should welcome the same cooperation which I am confident we shall receive from the department. One word about the relation of this bill to a wider measure which I understand is proposed by the government. We heard in the King's speech of a town planning bill which is proposed by the government, and though I am completely ignorant of what the contents of that bill may be, because they are not yet announced to the public, I understand from some observations made by the minister in the debate upon the second reading of this bill last session that it is not improbable that some of the provisions of the government bill may cover the same ground as the provisions of this private bill. In the intervening period, we have waited with very much interest and eager anticipation for the introduction of the government bill, and I am sure that all of us who take a warm interest, as so many members of this House do take in the subject, will welcome the government proposals for dealing with this matter and are very anxious to know what they are. It only remains to say upon the relation between the two bills that it is not, of course, the intention of the private promoters of this bill in any way to impede, embarrass, or interfere with whatever proposals the government may make, and if when the government bill is produced, it appears that the government are proposing to deal with some of the matters contained in the bill, then on behalf of the promoters of this bill, I can give the minister the assurance that it will be our immediate attention to withdraw any of the proposals in this bill which cover the same ground as the government measure and with which the government have dealt as adequately in their own measure. Stop. 4.